Gospel of Luke, chapter 7, we read about a centurion in the town of Capernaum. In the Roman army, a centurion was the commander of a company of men. In theory, 100. In practice, usually about 60 to 80 soldiers.
The Roman army had a dirty job to do. One time in Galilee, they crucified 2,000 Jewish men. The centurions had a reputation for being tough. The vine stick they carried was not just for decoration, a sword for the enemy and a stick for the backs of their own men. But the centurion in Capernaum was different. He was a good man and had a strong faith in God. He had a servant in his house, a man who had given him many years of loyal and valuable service. But now the servant was very ill, and it was clear that he was dying. The centurion heard of Jesus, how he healed sick people. Perhaps Jesus would come and heal his servant. But the centurion felt he was not worthy even to approach Jesus. He felt his request might sound better coming from the elders of the synagogue, so he asked them to go. Jesus was living in the town of Capernaum at this time, and the elders knew where to find him. They pleaded with Jesus to come at once. "This man deserves to have you do this. He loves our nation, and he has built our synagogue." Jesus did not need persuading. "I will come and heal him." The centurion was thinking things over. How did Jesus heal the sick? Did he apply medicines to them? No. Often he touched them, but sometimes he just spoke to them. Jesus had the authority of God to heal diseases. I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, "Go," and he goes. And that one, "Come here," and he comes. I say to my servant, "Do this," and he does it. Surely it was the same with Jesus. The centurion knew that when Jesus spoke the word, it was enough. The servant would be completely healed. By now, Jesus was not far from the house. But the centurion sent a message to him. "Lord, don't trouble yourself. I don't deserve to have you come under my roof. But say the word, and my servant will be healed." When Jesus heard this, he was amazed at him and said, "I tell you, even in Israel, I have not found such great faith." As his friends came back to the house, they found the servant was completely healed, and the centurion had grasped the meaning of faith.
The centurion talked about authority, and Jesus talked about faith. Because faith begins with recognizing the authority of God. How can a person who's kicking and struggling against the will of God possibly have faith in him? Now, the centurion knew that all he had done, his generosity to the synagogue, his kindness to his servant, and so on, all this and more could not buy God's favor. And yet he believed that Jesus would come just by asking him. Faith is not a coin we put in a vending machine to get what we want from God. It's a relationship between us and God, a relationship that involves trust and obedience. If you don't have this kind of relationship with God, the best place to start is where you are. And the best time is right now.